as the Foreign Minister has already alluded to what my part would be covering, I'll essentially be giving you the details of the evidence that we have to prove what has been already been said by the Foreign Minister. And some of the details will also be flashed on the slides. There are some letters which are in a different language. They've been translated for ease of understanding into English for you to understand what are we referring to. And essentially, I'll be giving the details of some of the evidence. The dossier has a lot more than this, but this is something, some important evidence will be flashed here. As the Foreign Minister has already highlighted, that India embraced all the terrorist organizations soon after they were uprooted. Right. Soon after they were uprooted from Pakistan. I'll cover the details of Indian machinations, of Pakistan's destabilization and economic coercion by presenting evidence of Indian funding of terrorism, weapons and equipment support to terrorists, terrorist training, and different terrorist incidents and activities that they've sponsored. The recent upsurge in the violence in Pakistan is a direct consequence of India's intensified engagements with all brands of terrorists, subnationalists, and dissidents. After unification of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan with its breakaway factions Jamaat-ul-Ahrar and Hizb-ul-Ahrar, in August 2020, that organization is being shown on the screen right now, India has been endeavoring to establish a consortium of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan with proscribed dissident groups of Balochistan, that is BLA, BLF, and BRA. Now, these are already united under the banner of BRAS, B-R-A-S. And this organization, BRAS, was constituted in 2018. Indian intelligence officer named Colonel Rajesh, who is employed in the Indian embassy in Afghanistan, is the master planner, and the letter in Dari, which is being shown on the screen right now, it reads that he has already held 4 meetings with commanders of these terrorist organizations to synergize their efforts and execute terrorist activities in metropolitan cities of Pakistan, Karachi, Lahore, Peshawar, in November and December 2020. It has also been revealed that Indian intelligence agencies are trying to establish Pakistan's linkage with ISIS by creating Daesh-e-Pakistan. Recently, 30 Indian Daesh militants were relocated from India to various camps along Pakistan-Afghanistan border. Now, this was done by 2 Indian intelligence operatives. Their names are held with us. These militants were handed over to a Daesh commander. His name with us is Sheikh Abdul Rahim, alias Abdul Rahman Muslim Dost. Now, after highlighting some recent Indian anti-Pakistan maneuvers, now I will unfold the complete picture of Indian terrorism sponsorship by exposing the nexus of Indian intelligence agencies with terrorist organizations for their financing, training, and perpetrating terrorist activities inside Pakistan. First of all, the funding of terrorism as it goes. Uncontrivable evidence reveals that Indian embassies and consulates operating along Pakistan's borders have become hubs of terrorist sponsorship against Pakistan. we have verifiable evidence of terrorist funding by India. Now, some of that will be shared right now. Indian diplomats in Afghanistan, they have been regularly supervising various terrorist activities. In one such instance, Indian ambassador to Afghanistan and Indian consular in Jalalabad had detailed discussions with collaborators to provide financial support to Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and dissident Baloch elements. RAW is financing its frontmen in third countries. They have made 2 transactions to one of the cutouts to promote terrorism in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Both transactions were made through Indian banks. $28,000 in this case were transferred by Punjab Bank in India. You can see the details on the screen. Another transaction of $55,851 was made by Mr. Manmeet, an Indian national, from an Indian bank in New Delhi and received by Afghanistan International Bank. On another occasion, RAW, while using Indian embassy in Afghanistan, held a number of meetings with TTP commanders. This letter, which is being shown on the screen, it is in Dari. It reflects that India paid $820,000 to TTP leadership through its collaborators. Now, to sabotage CPEC, India has raised a militia of 700 persons to undertake terrorism in Balochistan. A commission comprising 24 members was created, which included 10 RAW operatives. $60 million were dedicated to this force. Indian embassy had regularly been paying handsome amounts to sub-nationalists under the garb of humanitarian assistant work projects in Balochistan. We have corroborating evidence of 4 such transactions in the dossier of about $23.35 million. I'll be just showing one of those transactions. It's on the screen right now, in which $5 million were given to a sub-nationalist whose name is held with us to cause unrest in Balochistan. Confessional statement of Sarfaraz Merchant and Tariq Mir revealed that Altaf Hussain Group, it was funded by RAW through 2 Indian companies. The names are on the screen. And evidence of transfer of $3.23 million from RAW is held with us. These are some of the details of the terrorist funding. As I said, now I'll come over to weapons and equipment support to terrorists by India. Besides funding, India has also been rendering support to various entities through provision of weapons, ammunition, and improvised explosive devices. Recently, a RAW-sponsored network of 6 terrorists has been unearthed, which has linkages with attack on Pakistan Stock Exchange. That was on 29th of June 2020. And it is also involved in the delivery of suicide jackets to various terrorist groups operating in Pakistan, besides undertaking terrorist activities. 2 RAW frontmen, Abdul Wahid and Abdul Qadir, along with 4 terrorists who are Afghan nationals, have been exposed in this case. The network is also involved in target killing of ulama, police officers, and notables. RAW was paying them handsome amounts for different activities. They were paying for a suicide bombing 10 million rupees, for a vehicle-borne IED attack 10 million rupees, for an IED 1 million, and 1 million for a target killing. The security forces have also intercepted huge caches of suicide jackets, IEDs, explosives, weapons, and ammunition. The details can be seen on the screen right now. Here we also have the evidence of RAW providing weapons, ammunition, and IEDs to Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan commanders. The letter shown on the screen right now in Dari reads that TTP leaders, after collecting the weapons, safely reached their locations after crossing the border into Pakistan. RAW agent was found involved in motivating the tribals in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to send fighters in Afghanistan for training. The letter being reflected on the screen, it reads that RAW handler also delivered IEDs and weapons in the bordering areas of North and South Waziristan during this visit. India has also been providing weapons and ammunition to Altaf Hussain Group. Weapons worth $0.62 million were provided to Altaf Hussain Group on one such occasion. Confessional statement of Ajmal Pahari validates this thing. Now coming over to terrorist training in India or by India. Now I am going to present evidence of presence of multi-purpose base camps which are being utilized by India for training, harboring, and launching of terrorists into Pakistan. Indian intelligence agencies are managing 87 such terrorist camps. The details are right now, they can be seen on the screen. Out of these terrorist camps, 66 are located in Afghanistan, whereas 21 are located in India. Former Indian ambassador and an Indian Army general visited Baloch militant training camp in Haji Gak area in Afghanistan. The letter in Dari, being shown on the screen, reads that the camp housed 150 militants. On another occasion, India paid $30 million to establish a camp in area of Sarhad Lawa, Kandahar, for dissidents of Balochistan. The letter you can see on the screens, it narrates that RAW was responsible for provision of weapons and ammunition, for which 4 helicopters were also used. Ajmal Pahari confessed in front of the Chief Justice of Pakistan that India had established 4 training camps for Altaf Hussain Group and its militants at Dehradun, Haryana, in northeast India. While the training duration varied from 15 days to 4 months, it was confirmed that 40 Altaf Hussain Group terrorists had received